I have about 1 hour before I go for school runs. I thought let's quickly discuss this very important topic, how to deal with breakup, how to heal from breakup. It's time to move on, right? It's time to move on. So you see, the thing about breakup is, hi, hello. Thank you for joining. The thing with breakup is that we as human beings, we do not like change. That's the truth. We don't like change, especially when it's good, when you have it, when it's everything is all right. I mean, you don't want anything to change, right? So because of that, we dread the idea of why does it have to change? The idea of change, the idea of breaking up, because when you break up, it means that everything has changed. It's not going to be business as usual anymore. And most times we have this fear of, oh, if I break up with her or if she leaves me, how am I going to find someone that would love me? How long will it take me to find someone and then be in this situation? Thank you for joining. Let me know where you joined from. Thank you. And so, because of that, you think that you don't just want the change. Nobody likes change, not even children. Children too don't like change, right? When you tell a child, we're going to change your school, and the child will be like, no, I like it here. Why do I have to change my school? Okay, can I come with my friends? You see, that child doesn't want the change at all. Human beings, I think we're programmed not to like change. Even when you're trying to accomplish something, you're trying to work on something, and maybe it's something that requires you to think, to read, to study, and your brain is just kicking against it. You're just relaxing in your body. You don't want that change because it means that now you have to maybe stress more, work harder, and your brain is like programmed to make you relax. You just want to relax. So the thing is, when it comes to breakup, nobody likes breakup. Nobody likes change, especially when things are fine. So you see, I was inspired to make this video, this live video, because I got a message from someone, and let me read the message so that we can just take it up from there. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. Let me know where you're joined from and hope you're good. Hope you're good. All right. So let me quickly read the message out loud so that we can take it up from there. Hello. Thank you for joining. Yeah, good to see you too. Thank you. Thank you for joining. All right. So let me quickly get to he sent me an email. Let me get to his email fast. All right, so here we go. After all the greetings, good day, Mrs. Wendy, all of that. I love your content and everything. I am writing to you about my recent breakup, which I am still currently healing from. My girlfriend of 8 months relationship just cheated on me just few weeks into this month. Apparently, she got a job as an organizer for a social event and ended up sleeping with a fellow co-worker just within a month of working there. This broke my heart. I just found out recently because for a while she has been acting different than her usual self and she didn't want a conversation about it with me about her sudden change in character. I dealt with a lot of anxiety and worries about her change and how she was acting towards me. She was no longer as attracted to me as before, so it made me feel less masculine in myself and losing confidence. Yet, I had to summon the courage to talk to her persistently, to get her to open up, and she did. It was devastating to hear such a thing from somebody I really loved and admired. It really hurts me. I wish I had the professional advice on what to do and how to handle the situation because I still have feelings for her. But it's painful dealing with disloyalty I want to forgive her, but I always remember how she was treating me before she confessed to me the reason behind her acting differently towards me. Please, I need your advice. Okay, so this was the message I received, and this kind of inspired me to make this video, as I said. And the thing is, before we even say anything, before we get to the step or the things you can do to heal from a breakup, first of all, this person, you're saying that you're feeling less masculine and less confident in yourself because of it seemed like she had lost attraction for you, and it is not about you. Her behavior towards you is because of the choices that she has made. It's not about you. I know the thing about cheating is that most times it messes with our self esteem. You begin to question yourself. You begin to ask yourself questions like, why would she step out of the relationship? Why would she cheat on me? Am I not taking care of her? Am I not appealing enough? If it's a woman, it's even worse if it's a woman. And especially you're married and maybe you've had one or two children or even three. And the next thing you begin to look at yourself like, am I not beautiful anymore? What's going on? You know, all of those questions. Cheating makes you question yourself. When you're in a relationship and someone cheats on you like that, it makes you question yourself. All right. So when you ask yourself these questions and you consistently look at yourself and you're beginning to doubt yourself, and that in itself is going to tamper with your self-confidence, your self-esteem. It will drop. By the way, please boop the like button. Just double tap on the screen so that this live video might be spread to more people. Right? Thank you. So you begin to question yourself, and that is what cheating does to anybody. It can be a man, it can be a woman. So that's exactly what is happening here. You questioning yourself and thinking that you're not masculine anymore, or maybe you're not attractive anymore because it's not about you. It's because of the choice that she has made. All right. She is now caught in between two worlds. She is the one who is now conflicted with the now she has more like she has an option. She's deciding where to stay. Does she stay with you or does she just, jet towards the other person? She is the one who has made that decision. Okay. It is not your fault. Right. So I felt I had to say that because you cannot, it's always painful and I feel sorry. I'm sorry for the pain you feel, right? I understand it can be very devastating when you're in a relationship and you don't think that it's going to end, or maybe you don't think that the person is going to cheat on you, and all of a sudden this happens. It can be devastating, all right? So, but then just know that it is not your fault. Her behavior is based on her decisions, okay? Her behavior, it doesn't define your worth as a person, as an individual. You're who you are, you didn't change, it wasn't you who stepped out on the relationship. Okay? Now, in order for you to regain your confidence, because you have to regain your confidence, it's very important for you to get your confidence back. And how can you do that? The thing is, most relationship, I've come to realize that most times people's lives are intertwined, because now you're in a relationship with this person. Most often than not, you realize that your activities are like, intertwined. You do things together, and now that you're not in the relationship anymore, there's like a distortion to your regular flow of activities every day. Okay, so it's that on itself is going to affect your confidence, and one way you can regain your confidence is to begin to do things that ordinarily you were not doing before. That advice you give to somebody who is hurting or who is passing through a phase in life, give that advice to yourself. Those kind words that you can say to someone say those kind words to yourself. Go out there, exercise, just open up yourself to new experiences in life. That would help you discover yourself even at a more, solid level. Now you understand yourself at a deeper level. You know who you are, and it's going to build your confidence back. Okay, that's what it does. It will build your confidence back, and it's definitely going to help you. So begin to do those things that you were not doing before. If maybe, for example, your life is like a triangle, before you go to work, you come back, you get to her, you come home, you go out together. Now she's not there anymore. It's almost as if you don't have any other thing you can do with your life or with yourself. Begin to do other things. And this is not to say that you should start dating immediately, because you don't get over someone by getting under someone. Do you understand what that means? Like, you've not healed, you're still in the process of healing. So it's not in your own best interest to get under someone, like to start being in a relationship again, or start maybe having some level of entanglement with another person when you have not completely healed from the heartbreak you feel and from the pain you feel. Because you're doing yourself a disservice, and that person a disservice. The person might not know exactly what you're feeling and what you're passing through at the moment, or maybe the person knows, but it's gonna be to your own, like at your best interest, not to get under someone while you're still trying to heal from a breakup. So exercise has a way of just making you feel better. It makes you feel better, feel good about yourself, and like they say, it releases what the feel good hormones that makes you feel good. And sometimes momentarily you can forget that you're passing through a phase, you're passing through that pain. Okay, so do that. And that relatives, those friends that you've not been able to communicate with for a long time, you've not seen them for a long time, visit them, call them, text them, every other thing that you've not been doing when you were actively in that relationship. Begin to do those things, and it will definitely help you regain your self confidence and remember who you are. Like I said, when people cheat on you, it tampers with your self esteem. It makes you question who you are, question yourself. But when you do these things for yourself, be kind to yourself. Now you realize that you have worth, you have value. Okay? So it's very important. Thank you so much for joining. Boop the like button. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, all right. So before I go into, like I said, before I go into the steps of how you can actually truly heal from this, you need to get your confidence back. Forget all those questions and all those doubts that you feel, all those things that comes to your mind. It's natural. It's like that, because nobody wants to pass through that. It hurts. Okay, so build your confidence back, and once you build your confidence back, then you can now heal proper and don't get under anybody while you're still trying to heal. Okay, now to the things you can do in order to get through with this process. Number one is that you need to reflect on the relationship. Reflect on the relationship. Take some time to evaluate some things she has. Take some time to evaluate on some things. Has she cheated on you before? And how is she even behaving? Like, because like you said she did not confess to you. You had to probe, and you were persistent with having that conversation before she opened up to you to let you know that, okay, this happened. Now, how is her behavior? Has this been a pattern? It's very important, because you need to know what you're truly dealing with. Like you said, you've only dated for what, 8 months, and I don't think 8 months is enough time for you to know someone. But then it doesn't rule out the fact that you can be with someone for even less than 8 months and get married to the person and have an amazing life. There is really no rule for these things. Okay, when it comes to knowing someone, some people can actually pretend for almost a lifetime. I am telling you facts. So I wouldn't say 8 months is a short time for you to have known someone, but then you cannot really get all the patterns, know all the patterns. So ask these questions, and evaluate the relationship. Has she cheated before? Does she feel remorseful about having cheated on you? And then number two It's okay if you miss her, but understand the reason why you miss her. Why do you miss her? Why do you miss her? Do you miss the, the, the idea of being in a relationship with her, or you truly miss her for the things she does to you, or for the way you felt when you were while you were still in that relationship? Why do you actually miss this person? You need to understand why. Because if you miss her for the wrong reasons, then it means that maybe by chance you can get back to her for the wrong reasons and it's not going to do you any good. So understand why you miss her. These are very, very crucial. Like, it's very important. Are you do you just love the idea of being in a relationship with her, or is it because you're just very lonely? You don't know how to handle your loneliness, and then because of that you miss her and you want to get back to her. It's very important. Now, the thing is, heal properly, set boundaries. While you're still trying to heal and figure out yourself and figure out what you're going to do after now, set clear boundaries. Okay? Reconnecting with her now without healing proper is not ideal. You can forgive her, but set boundaries. If you're even getting back together, you need to have a serious talk about what happened. Find out why, and if you played a role in it all. It might be that she was feeling some type of way, that's why she stepped out of the relationship. This is no justification, all right? It is not a justification. Okay. When you cheat on, people just tell you, yeah, I was this, I was that. You want to ask all of these things, but trust me, it is no justification to cheat on someone, especially when that person is good to you, your relationship is fine. It's not like the person is cheating on you or doing, you know there is no justification for cheating on someone. Okay. So but then you owe that to yourself, to have that very, very, very open and honest conversation. Find out what is her reason for cheating. I mean, is it that the person, or maybe the man she cheated on, is way more handsome, more wealthy, or whatever than you? Find out. Let her just tell you and listen. Be patient. Listen. Just listen, because you need clarity, you need closure. When you know why they cheated, then you'll be able to think about it, determine. Like, some people will say, okay, I was lonely in the relationship, he doesn't give me time, or maybe he's a woman who is married, he's always working. These things contribute. I'm not justifying anything, I'm not justifying a reason for someone to cheat, but these things contribute. Women love attention. Is it that you have a job that is so, like, it's so demanding, you work 24 hours in a day and you barely have time for yourself or even for her? Find out, did you play a part in contrib- or did you play a part in what made her cheat? Have that discussion, because when you have that discussion, a whole lot of things are going to come to, it will come to bear, and you understand some things better. Okay. Now you need to have, with that being said, you know, in as much as it's okay for you to forgive, it's okay for you to take her back if you want to take her back, because I believe in forgiveness. Yes, I believe in I believe in forgiveness. But the thing is that the trust in that relationship has been tampered with. The trust has been tampered with, and now you have to build the trust all over again. And it takes time. Okay, it takes time. It takes time for you to now build the trust all over again. But then you need to realize that there are things that are basic in a relationship that you cannot compromise. Things like loyalty, things like trust. You know, it sometimes you want to take the person back, you want to forgive the person, but these things, when someone is not loyal to you, when someone has betrayed the trust you have in a relationship, it's something that for some people is a deal breaker. They can't even, they tell you no is no. That's the end. I cannot go back to that relationship. You know, it's a deal breaker to some people, and these things are fundamental. You see loyalty, you see respect and trust. They are fundamental to every relationship, and you need to remember that. Always have that at the back of your mind. Okay, so for me, I'll say the advice I'm going to give to you is do not take this person back immediately. Take your time to, like, feel whatever thing you're feeling. Go through it, feel it. You're a human being, of course. These emotions, feel it well. Feel it, like, go through the emotions. Have time to think, have clarity of mind, do the things you don't do before. Find yourself and realize that you deserve better than how you've been treated. Okay, and then after a while, when you're fully healed, if you think that, okay, this person is remorseful enough, and you think that, okay, the reason for why they cheated is something that you can forgive, of course you can take them back, because we're all human beings at the end of the day. Hello, Basil, thank you so much for joining. Where are you from? I'm from Nigeria. All right, so we're all human beings. Nobody is perfect. Okay, nobody is. Even the Bible says it that um we have to forgive. And I remember one time Jesus was having a discussion with some people, his disciples, and someone asked the question, how many times will someone cheat on you? Sorry, how many times will someone offend you before you can forgive them? And the answer was 70. I think 70 times 7 times. I mean, can you imagine someone offending you 70 times 7 times and you forgiving 70 times 7 times? So it means that there is always room for forgiveness. There is always room for you to forgive. Okay, but for some people, some things are just deal breakers. They cannot forgive it. So find out, is that the kind of person you are? Is that, it's not, this is no judgment. If it's that the kind of person you are, it's all right. If you know that you're not going to be able to truly forgive this person, even when you take them back, then I think it's even better for you to let them go so that they can experience a much more better relationship. Because I mean, what kind of life would it be for someone to be with you and you do not trust the person and you still harbor resentment for the person, because to you it's a deal breaker, right? And now you're taking the person back, but you're not fully forgiving the person. I think it's being unfair to yourself and that person. So it's even better for you to let the person go. Okay? So we're all human beings, nobody is perfect. No one is. I'm from, okay, thank you so much, Basil. It's good for you. It's good to see you here. Thank you for joining. Let me know what you think about the subject. Let me know what you think is really important. We're having this discussion, okay? All right. So forgiveness is a constant thing. But then, even in forgiving, what are your deal breakers? For me, personally, there are things that will be done to me, and it's not like I can't forgive. I'll forgive, but I don't think I will still want to be in that relationship. Because maybe if I still find myself in that relationship, it's like me pretending to myself and pretending to whoever I'm in a relationship with. Okay? So I'll just rather let go than living a pretense. I mean, living a pretense, that's not a fancy way to live. Okay, so that's just the way it is. I hope that this piece of advice is useful to you. I hope that you find it useful in some way. But one thing I do know is that you feeling less confidence and less masculine is not because you are not masculine enough anymore. It's not because you're not confident anymore. It's because you're beginning to question yourself because of the behavior of that person. It is their choice, what they decided to do. Okay. Thank you so much for joining. Please hit the like button. Just tap on the screen 2 times and I'll know that you're there and that what I'm saying is making sense, right? Thank you. And if you have any contribution, please feel free to type it. Let's have your question. Let's have your contribution to this. I believe this person, the person who sent me this message, I believe is not the only person who is probably facing a situation like this right now. I believe there are so many other people out there who are facing situations like this. I mean, breakups do happen every day. Breakups happen every time. Hi, Gabriel. Thank you for joining. Where are you join? When did you join from? All right, so breakups happen every now and then. And I believe that a lot of people have this question in their mind. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a man, it might just be a woman. Okay. And to me, I even feel like, when breakups happen, men, I don't know, this is you, I might be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like men have this ability to even manage it better than women, especially when the woman is married and has had children, and maybe she discovered that her husband is cheating on her. I think it's even much more harder for her to handle it because your body has gone through a lot, your mind has gone through a lot, you've gone through a lot of transformation by just having children. That alone can take away your self-confidence. Now having to deal with heartbreak and breakups and cheating, it's a whole lot. It messes with the person. Okay, so nobody wants to go through that. Oh, thank you so much, Basil. Thank you. I appreciate that. Gabriel, okay, you're chatting from South Africa. That's awesome. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much. All right, so that is what heartbreak does. It messes with our minds. It makes you feel like you're not good enough. Like, hmm. Let me look at this from a woman's perspective for a while. Let me look at it from a woman's perspective. Do you know that being married, having children, at some point in your life, at some point, even when you haven't been cheated on, because of the emotions you feel, all of that up and down, everything, and the changes that happen in your body, sometimes you just feel like you doubt yourself. Nobody has cheated on you, but sometimes you just doubt yourself. We're all human beings. It happens to almost everybody. It happened to me. It takes a lot of self-awareness for you to be able to conquer that feeling. That is one of the reasons why some people fall into depression. And then you see that somebody is depressed and they become something else if it is not controlled. Why do you think some people fall into depression? They call it postpartum depression, and sometimes they go to the extent of just taking the life of their baby. You think it's normal? It's not normal. The person is questioning himself. A whole lot is going on in that head, in that mind. A whole lot. Okay, so that's it. All right. So if you guys have any contribution, drop it. What do you think is the best way to handle a breakup? What is the best way to handle a breakup? Okay. I have just dropped my 2 cents and I hope that that will suffice. Okay. Drop your comments, drop your questions, drop your questions. Okay. All right. I have how many more minutes to go? Go for school runs, right? So that's it. While I'm waiting for your question, let me just reiterate on some of the points I raised. Build your confidence back again. Do the things that you usually don't do, you know? Because if you're working, maybe you're doing a 9 to 5 job, sometimes you barely have time for other things. You barely have time for other things. There are things that you really love to do, but you've not been able to do them in what, 6 months, 1 year, because there is no time. You go to work, you come back home. If you're living in a place like Lagos, Nigeria, where I live, and you do a 9 to 5 job, trust me, there are things you will not have time for. In fact, even to visit some of your friends and family members, you might not have time to do that because it can be so demanding. There is no time. You go to work, you come back, and then now you have a relationship, an active relationship you need to come back to. You go back, you come back to your relationship. Before you do all of that, you barely have time for other things. There are people who want to play the piano, who want to play guitar, who want to learn skills, the people who just like to play football, but they barely have time for that. So if you're in this situation and then you're passing this through this phase of a breakup, now you don't have the woman in question anymore. She's not in the picture. It means that you have more time. I mean, those times that you used to visit her, to go out on a date, now you can now use that time to channel into other things, channel into that skill you've always wanted to learn, you know, look at all those other things and then find time to do all of that. It's going to help build your confidence. Just be kind to yourself. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. There are a lot of things we do for other people that we hardly do for ourselves. Do those things for yourself. Do it for yourself. Okay, so that's it. Hmm. All right, so do those things for yourself. Do it to yourself. Be kind. Double tap on the screen. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you. For those of you who have double tapped, you rock. Thank you. Double tap on the screen, and this will be spread more. This will be spread to more people, and you never can tell. You might just be saving someone's life. You never can tell. Okay, so that's it. All right, I think we do not have questions, so I love you guys to engage, and let me know what you think. It's a discussion, right? Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. But let me know what you think. What are your questions based on what we are discussing? How have you passed through something like this before? How did you handle it? How did it leave you? Did you go back to the person? What was the situation? Let me know. It's important, okay? Okay, so all right, all right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. I think we'll call it a day for now. Please, if I'm going live another time, I'm going to update it on the channel. Just check, subscribe if you have not subscribed, because you cannot know if I posted anything. Subscribe if you have not subscribed, so that you stay updated with the happenings in the channel, right? I'll be on the channel rather. Okay, subscribe. It's very important, and it's free. Oh, very, very free. You don't have to pay for it. Subscribe if you haven't, and like the video. Thank you so much. Let's call it a day for now. And if you have suggestions, I really love that. If you have suggestions, if you're facing, if you're passing through something and you feel it's something that we can come on here and discuss, feel free to send me a message. My email is on the channel. Send me a message, message me, and we can just take it up from there. If you can't send me an email, you can drop a comment. If you have questions, if you have things you'd like for us to discuss, if you have suggestions for topics, anything you'd like for me to maybe lean on and bring my perspectives into light, just drop it in the comment section and I'll definitely look at it. Trust me, your opinions are valid and they matter. All right? Thank you so much. Once again, for those of you who have not subscribed, please, before you go, subscribe and like. It's free. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.